This is Margaret in Windsor, kidnapped in 41, brought to Moulton, Alabama. At age 2, I was born in 39. And in 83, after I was in a political campaign to replace one of the doctors who was also a congressman, U.S. Congressman Larry McDonald from Atlanta, I found out my real name and about my kidnapping, although subconsciously I was told I always knew. Anyway, my father was taken out with character assassination, and it's still going on. The fact that they've never bothered to correct history of what they did is appalling, and people should take notice. My father was Mayor Edward VIII, became king in 36. He was married to my mom, Claudia Ruth O'Keefe Windsor, sister to artist Georgia O'Keefe from Madison, Wisconsin. My father, quite frankly, would not go along with the illuminati, the global government that's in power now, have been for a long time. They control your press, just like President Trump said, and I've said for a long, long time. Else why would they have never told about me and all? I've been writing about mind control, murders, the Tesla files that were stolen in the early 30s, and I was writing about programming people to kill, mass killings, shootings like Virginia Tech, and on and on. And you can cure an illness or create it. And one of that connects with John Lennon of the Beatles. He was shot when I was working at Fred Simpson's, the district attorney, Madison County. Listen at the names. You begin to wonder if... but anyway, John Lennon was shot and killed by Mark David Chapman in November, I believe, of 80. There's something to the song Imagine that interacts in this whole thing of mind control. I know that a person is put under mind control. They're not aware they're being programmed, but there's something, it's done at a low level frequency. You're not aware you're getting, and usually the chips put in the root canal is or what better place to put it, to try to tell. If you knew and tried to tell someone and have it removed, they just tell you you're nuts. That's exactly what has been brought about, the mental health. This has nothing to do with mental health. That's being blamed, and that's torturing victims of mind control. And the crap that's going on, if you go back in history to oh God, now I'm going to forget his name, so let me just get away from this. I want to tell this. I realized that the tape I just put up, the video, had half of it almost, you couldn't hear it. Okay, I don't know what happened to it. It's happened a bit. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know to make it that way. But anyway, I want to put this up. Part of it was about Obama, Henry Kissinger, Bush, and Clinton. All attended the funeral of John McCain yesterday and got up and said all their, and President Trump was told not to show up. Okay. Henry Kissinger was on the Bloomingdale tapes, if they ever are forced to tell all this. And they were subpoenaed in the 18 and a half minute gap. Then they come back later after I put all this up and tried to say they'd reconstructed it or something, and it said this or that. Tell you what was told on it. After I'd written a book about mind control and programming people, Larry Flint was programmed to shoot him when he was shot in Lawrenceville, Georgia, while I was doing the book. Let me keep my train of thought here. I ended up trying to get the book published, a letter from the FBI, in fact, 2, ongoing investigation, national security involved. I'm leaving out, you can't put it all up, you really can't. Anyway, on April Fool Day of 80, I was almost killed. I should have died. There's no way I should have lived. Anyway, I'm across the state line taken illegally. Oh, God. I worked for the district attorney, started working there in late May, passed a background check. His name's Simpson. Madison County comes to play. That's where my mom was from, who married my dad, Edward VIII. And history would tell you he married Wallace Simpson, a lie, and Elizabeth and the whole bunch has known it from day one. Of course, they're part of the Illuminati. Elizabeth is a high-ranking member, and I'm going to lose my train of thought here now. Elizabeth's father was, my father was removed with character assassination because he wouldn't go along with the Illuminati, the Rockefellers, Rothschilds, Bilderbergers, the Kennedy clan, Roosevelt, etc. So they took him down. Whereas they've actually killed King Ferdinand and his wife years ago with mind control programming, people who are victims to commit crimes and they're blamed for it, and they're on death row, like Scott Peterson or Timothy McVeigh. They're actually put to death. So I'm tired. I shouldn't try putting this one up, but I was trying to make up for the video I just put up that's half of it got deleted. Anyway, okay. When I was working at the DA's, it's almost like, I thought it was because of the book all this was happening. Well, in part it was, but I started finding out about my real name, and my father's Edward VIII, and my mom's Claudia Ruth O'Keefe. And my Aunt Georgia is an artist, and some of her paintings just sold for $4 million and up in the millions. And here I'm a pauper. I'm the Queen of England. They've removed. I'm talking about these people that the Illuminati, Freemasons, of which part my family's part of it, and helped do it to me. So. I'm going to have to quit. I've put enough up, and I'm not living very well here. I did want to put this up, though, so excuse me for making gaps in it. I wanted to put up about, the treaties my father wouldn't sign that were signed later after they took him down and George the illegal six. They installed him. You got the Illuminati saying who's the Queen or King of England. And your press is totally controlled by the Illuminati, just like Trump told you. So I am going to have to get off now. I'm too tired to put it up. So anyway, let me get back to this. They all know about my kidnapping. They know about me. Nothing's been told. So I will say this that really hurts. McCain's daughter got up, and he's been given this send-off. He died. They've made him to where people think, he's the icons. He's a hero of all times. They use the fact that he was a hostage. What do you think I've been? I've been a hostage since age 2. I'm the legal monarch. You installed, and you went in pretend you were saving the UK when actually you went in to partner with Winston Churchill and the Illuminati to take down the British. Made us fight against ourselves, and the way you had to accomplish the United Nations is your front now, up in New York for the global mafia government, Illuminati, Freemason government. You have to make somebody bad to get people to go along with it. Well, maybe not, but just the way you have in Iraq and Iran, and you take down the good people. Syria. So you make them bad. They're the terrorists. Of course, you're the good guys. You have good intent. Well, look up what you've accomplished doing. And that says it right there. You've accomplished taking down, controlling Great Britain, Now, and taking these other countries out where the immigrants flee from where they are, trying to go somewhere and get help. And that's, you took over the UK and Germany and France, etc. Because the immigrants come in there and they become powerful and they weed out the real citizens there, to put it bluntly. And the United States is the main one that is the one that went in and blasted them and made them run. So this is the whole scenario. There are no longer borders. So you've got the UN sitting up there as the the United Nations. So I don't ramble anymore. I'm just going to put this up right now. I put too much up, and then the last one was half put up. At the funeral, Megan, the daughter, is allowed to get up and make her father out to be this great hero, and she cried, and okay. If I sound, or somebody says I'm unsympathetic, at this moment I am. I've been through too much. I'm 79 years old. I've watched what you've done to my children, heirs after me. What you've done to me, I felt all this. My sons, me, my mom and dad. And the lies that are still being told. And you love Elizabeth, who represents the Illuminati. Now, Obama was at the funeral of you understand, I can't say how great my father is. You don't even cover it. You've denied I even exist, or that he was taken down and married to my mom, because the press is controlled by them. So now then, we're going to get, there was a list just put out, but I've told all this. Oh, God help if the truth's ever made forced down. You have to get the media, all-powerful media, to tell the truth. Okay, there was just a list that went up, but I already knew it. Obama is a high-ranking member. Elizabeth is part of the royal family. By the way, why are they covering all this about Meghan Markle and Harry and in London and Hamilton, the stage play? Why are they covering all this? They sure aren't covering me and about my father, who was really the hero in all this. He wouldn't sign the treaties, among other things, so they put in George the illegal six. That's what allowed all the treaties that are illegal to be signed, that ultimated in the United Nations being formed as a front for the Mafia, Illuminati, Freemasons, right in New York City, along with Rockefeller Plaza, headquarters, all that. So, I mean, that says it right there. Well, I hope that didn't knock me off again. Okay, Obama, Henry Kissinger, by the way, on the Watergate tapes that were subpoenaed, that were sliced and destroyed because they were supposed to be brought in, and Kissinger was on it. I found out when I worked for the DA in 80, they redid it, not the real tapes, but they role played it, and I could remember what happened. In about 1972, I was drugged with rohypnol, I guess, excuse me. I knew everything going on, but I couldn't speak, or I couldn't reach out or anything. So the so-called SOB, that's a doctor, took me. He put it in my coffee. He did, and I was carried across to the trolley tracks in College Park. There was a clinic there that was still there, a little white small clinic in 1982. Anybody can direct you there if it's still there, or tell you about it, that it was there. I was dragged in there, and all I'm going to say is they were going to lobotomize me. I put it up too many times. Henry Kissinger was on the 18.5-minute gap. He was ordering it, and at the time, and if the Brits didn't come across or my family, then they'd lobotomize me. And I could hear them talking, and the doctor's killer behind me. I can't remember if he had a mask on. The others stood right there in the hall where I could see them. They were dressed in, there's about 6 of them, and some of them were women. And I'm going to leave it there because I'm taking up the tape, and I've put it up so many times. But Henry Kissinger, the Illuminati, I lived to die another day is what happened. So now then, here's Henry Kissinger. Here is the global government, the Illuminati, that came to be after they took my father down. Speaking of great men, he's a great man. Look what you've allowed history to make out of my father, delete me and torture me and my sons, make heroes out of these cold-blooded killers, Harry, Elizabeth, that bunch, and Charles, are war criminals. They know all about this. They represent the Illuminati. If I turn this around, I don't think that has anything to do with deleting, making it where you can't hear me. But anyway, I'm not going to turn around and see if I'm talking into, and it's not even recording. I did want to get this up. Okay, there's Clinton. There's so much that can be told about Clinton that you haven't heard, can be verified. Bush and Hillary, they're all part of the global government. I put up a list of them, and these are on there. And I knew it before I put it up. Henry Kissinger, Obama. Now, they were at the funeral. Trump, I don't know. If he's part of the global government, I'm told he is. So far, up until he did this crap to Canada, I agreed with him. I think it's very sad that this man has been able to get up there and take all the hell that's been thrown at him. He's got to have some, to be able to take the hits he's taken. So kudos for him. And uninvite him from a funeral, you lousy, you fill in the blanks. If you can tell the truth, if anybody listens to it. Now, there was something else I was going to say. I said that about you have to make other countries the bad guy, like they took out my dad by total lies, character assassination, then kidnapped his daughter, brought me over here, and look what you've done. Oh, you don't have to yet. Excuse me. Maybe one day if I'm lucky you will before I die. But you have to make them villains or terrorists, like Iran, Iraq, etc., etc. So then when the United States goes in as a peacemaker, remember that's what they said when they took over Great Britain and kidnapped me, took my father down. He was the bad guy, even stole his identity, put in a American Spy, Wallace Simpson, and a double that wasn't my father. And history still records that. And Elizabeth, all of them have always known it. Stood by and enjoyed the jewels, the crown, representing the Illuminati. Okay, so then the United States goes in and they use Great Britain to fight against ourselves. When they took over the UK, took down my father, 42 on, just read of the treaties that were illegally signed, all of it. NATO, all of it. Now, if this is still going up and somebody outside's not hearing me because they don't like to hear any of this, the immigrants from all the bombing and all that, and I'm talking about Syria, all of it, they start pouring into other countries trying to find a home. And this was all part of the plan. They start invading the UK, France, Turkey, Germany, and you got to hack away at Germany and still invading Germany.